Let's give a round of applause for John Campbell, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks a bunch. That was so much better than my first time doing comedy. No, really. It was better than my first time. So recently I was having a really rough day, and then I saw a cardinal, and I heard its sweet little chirps, and there's nothing like the beauty of nature to remind you that no matter what, you're still completely dead inside. That cardinal's chirping sounded so joyful, it actually made me wish I had a gun. So I was hanging out with my girlfriend and her daughter. My girlfriend says she's going outside to smoke, so I'm like, hey, let me join you. And she said, well, I'd like that, but my 8-year-old kid, you're right. How could I be so irresponsible and forget to get your kids cigarettes? So I don't really think that goals have any value without follow-through. Like, I'm terrific at setting goals, and just look at me. I had some goals that I was going to take care of these dirty dishes, so I started soaking them so I don't have to scrub them hard later. But because I don't have follow-through, I just got a sink full of soaking wet dirty dishes. That's it. Yeah, I made some plans too to be hilarious right now. That's it. But let me get a round of applause for all the people in here who have made plans or set goals to take a fellow human being's life. Yeah, that many. This guy at work, who I'd already hated so much, I wouldn't change my opinion on him if I found out he donated all of his money to a charity for the Nazis. But then he pushed me over the edge. He told me this story about how he hooked up with this woman, and right before he hooked up with the woman, he found out she was married. And he said he knew he did the wrong thing. He said, I should have done the right thing. I should have murdered her. Yeah, so immediately I made some kind of dark plans of my own, but it's good that I didn't follow through because 2 reasons. 1, he was basically acting like I act all the time. He had set a goal to take this woman's life and then did the exact opposite. So this woman still being alive is his version of wet, dirty dishes. And then the second reason is that I would be killing him for a crime he only thought about committing. I'd be acting out the real-life version of the movie Minority Report. But I'm not a serial killer, and it's appropriate that you don't laugh at that. Yeah, I don't even like cereal. It's actually not appropriate that you laugh at that. But the thing is, there's a perfectly logical explanation for my top drawer that's filled with lockets of hair that are each numbered. I'm making a wig. And also, I'm only trying to market this new social networking website for serial killers that doesn't make me a serial killer. But everybody thinks you're a serial killer when they Google you and your website comes up as I'm making a mask out of your Facebook. But if everybody wants to laugh, you don't need me to tell good jokes. You just need to kick off your shoes, put up your feet, and wait while I go up to everybody and tickle your feet. Good, looks like nobody wants to laugh. Because it can actually be extremely difficult for me to tell a good joke. See, that was the punchline. The thing is, I'm not worried about disappointing any of you. You guys look like a great crowd, but none of you look anything like my dad. Sometimes I convince myself that my dad never wanted me to succeed at anything, and then imagine how happy he would be to see me telling these jokes. But these jokes that I tell with a very specific audience in mind that basically consists of me and a fictionalized version of my dad. You might get it if you work at Little Caesars and you work at the hospital and you date a lovely U of M educated Ojibwe woman from Mole Lake, Wisconsin who spears walleye, but I might not be exactly your cup of tea if your girlfriend spears trout. But it matters a lot to me to write jokes that are both meaningful and important. Thank you for not laughing. Well, I wrote a joke about diabetes. That was a piece of cake. Got to see a fantastic billboard. Best billboard said, technology 1, cancer 0. Cancer 0? That's great news for my dad. So recently, I've been listening to absolutely nothing but NPR because I like to stay informed and because the dial on my radio is broken. My favorite show is their quiz show, Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. But now they got this in-depth coverage on Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, so they might have to change the name from Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me to Wait, Wait, Don't Shoot Me. And then the winner of Wait, Wait, Don't Shoot Me could be determined by grand jury. It's okay. It's okay. One of my best friends is a cop. Fine, fine. I guess just because it's okay doesn't make it a good joke. When you're listening to the news, you hear about a story on the other side of the world and that can actually teach you about yourself, and that's awful. I was so disappointed to learn that after 15 years of Middle Eastern propaganda, I'm completely brainwashed. They had a story about Iraq, a village pushed out ISIS, and they played a soundbite of the good guys celebrating their defeat of ISIS. But I actually thought, wow, I thought only bad guys went, oh, la, 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 la. At least I remembered how that joke went. No, memory's scary because I'm worried about getting Alzheimer's. I forget stuff all the time, even though I no longer smoke weed, I think. But then I saw this billboard about Alzheimer's, and it said, technology 1, cancer, Alzheimer's. This one said, walk to end Alzheimer's, so I started to walk, but I just got lost. But then when I was lost, I saw a billboard I'd never seen, and that one said, walk to end Alzheimer's. So, most of my ancestors are Irish, so I don't really like a lot of Irish stereotypes, but I'm only really Irish on St. Patrick's Day. The rest of the year, I'm just like regular drunk. I saw this billboard said, walk to end Alzheimer's, so recently I took my girlfriend's kid to see a small mummified child at a museum. That's right. It's a little less weird than seeing one at your friend's house. Hey, check it out, bro. No, don't call the cops, bro. I thought we were bros. You and I were never bros, bro. But I'm at the museum, and my girlfriend's kid, she's a smart kid, but she's still a kid. So I'm trying to be educational, but play it off also being cool. And I'm trying a little too hard to be cool to the point where it's less educational and less cool. Telling her, this mummified child is almost 2,000 years old. I mean, 2,000 years old is pretty old for a mummy to still be a kid. She was like, I don't get it. Okay, let's turn up the cool. Maybe I'm just trying to say that this here mummified child has mummy issues. But my girlfriend's kid, a little bit more about her before I let you guys go here. As much fun as it's been and as much as I hate to leave you, she has nut allergies. And every Halloween, I got something that I gotta say to all the people who pass out all this candy with nuts in it. Thank you. That's my candy guaranteed. But it does mean that every Halloween we gotta sort through her candy and explain to her, oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry, but it turns out there are tons of nuts and Skittles. Thank you so much for being such a fantastic crowd. My name's John Campbell. Well, give it up for yourselves. Yeah.